All right, good. Hello, YouTube. Sorry about forgetting about one of the games that I was meaning to cover, but I was more excited about football and everything. And speaking of football, I am one happy Raiders fan right now. We won. Granted, it was only by 1 point, but we won. Derek Carr on his new team won, also by 1 point. Of course, earlier on Thursday, the Chiefs lost at home, so that's good. The Chargers, because they're the Chargers, just surrendered another fourth quarter lead to the Dolphins, so they lose. And on top of all of that, we even got a scoregami. Ravens 29, Ravens 25, Texans 9, which has never happened before in football in NFL history. So we got a scoregami on top of all that good stuff. I literally could not be happier. So, poker time. This one isn't all that big a deal. It's a $55 buy-in. 121 people showed up. What's fun about this one is that it's a turbo. Shoutouts to Chewbacca. I like that one. All right, so. Get to number 9. All right. So this is one that I couldn't give you the countries because I kind of neglected to check when it actually started, and it started at 1:15 a.m. So if I was to actually check out the countries of everybody left, because it's a turbo event, I would have had to wake up really, really early and also remember that this was going on, which I didn't do either. So, all right, so this was a 10-minute blind level, or a 10-minute blind tournament. I actually was trying to check out the blind structure, but I can't. Only the prize structure is left because the game is over. Okay, let's just start the game. Now, it is a turbo, but that does not mean that... Oh, we got an all-in immediately. But that does not mean that everybody will be moving any faster than we normally see. So I'm still going to use that 2x button. Kings, an even easier all-in. Notice that we still have a few big blinds to go around. Oh, new graphics. So at least I'll still be appreciating the new graphics as they continue updating the, I can't really say website, it's an app. As they continue to update the app, I can at least appreciate the new graphics, even though I won't be playing with them. That's an ambitious all-in there from the button. Just ace-8 off suit. Zafer is completely wasting time here. There's no way he calls. Zafer, dude, wouldn't that time bank come in handy in, an actual decision? You just wasted your entire time bank on 7 high. Congratulations, you're an idiot. You made the final table, but you're an idiot. Actually, I have something going on here. And probably should have slowed down there, but obviously the bet from the king high makes the queen high fold, and that's all there is to that one. Looks like there probably won't be much to this one. Nope. Just because it's labeled as a turbo does not mean you have to move all in every hand. Because there are tournaments like that on ACR where you literally can't do anything except all in. This is not one of them. See, there's a regular raise there, which I think is appropriate. Pudgy will probably be 3-bet shoving here with ace-queen. It's, I think, a bit too strong of a hand to do anything else. There's a pretty good chunk of change out there already. No, just gonna call. And once in a while I'm right. The 8 does come through for Buddha J09, who makes one of those patented, extremely small continuation bets that I will never understand. Nine of diamonds puts 4 to a straight out there. Pudgy is looking for a jack, however, to give a better straight. Well, a straight. 7 for a chop, jack for a win for Pudgy. Or, of course, a queen. But that bet might prevent him from seeing... Okay. Don't know about that call. And based on the fact that it went check on the river, it would seem like Pudgy really thought that his ace-queen might be the best hand there. Now, we're only watching the final table, so I don't know what kind of history Pudgy has with Buddha J09, but he must have some history to be able to make that call and think that the ace-queen might have been the best hand. Because in a vacuum, that play made no sense. Wait. What hand did he just fold? Hang on a second. Wow. Ace Jack into the muck when that bet is for only about 9.5% of his stack. He could easily afford to at least see a flop. I don't like Ace Jack either, but dude. And the 6-9 calls. There's a jack on the board, so and an ace. Tony Uzi. I don't know why he decided to play so tight, but you're probably not very happy about it now. And remember, only 121 people played in this one, so we're seeing some pretty small numbers as far as the bounties, because this is a PKO. Tony's already got plenty. He has no reason to play so tight. He's already got twice his buy-in in regular payouts, and almost another twice his buy-in with the PKOs. So why he would fold there just completely beats me. Pudgy with bottom pair, make that bottom 2. That turn card's a godsend for Pudgy. Makes it so much easier to keep going with this. It's a pretty good value bet. Butchie with just a gut shot to a... It's a bad draw. Doesn't even want to see a club, or even a heart wouldn't be the best. So that's just too bad of a draw. There's only 2 clean outs. Not worth it. He does it anyway, and that's a horrible river for Pudgy. The 2 pair gets counterfeit. He just has ace, 10, 10, jack, just a check. Nothing else he could do there. Again, Butchie, did he think the king was good? Because that was a terrible draw. There were only 2 clean outs. We can see there were really 4, but, like, I don't get it. Well, that was really fast. I had it on 1 speed, too. Punta Cana God with the pair of 7s obviously takes it down. They made smallish bets because they had, you know, okay but not great hands. They had enough of the board to 8-3 made the call. What's going on here? I guess this is what happens when you televise a final table with only 121 entrants. You get some weirdos. 6-9 off made the call. 3-8 suited made the call. And remember, this is the guy who hasn't played a hand yet. We can see he folded ace jack, so he's the last guy in the world whose raise you should be calling with 3-8. And Tony gets what he was waiting for, although he could have gotten it earlier if he played that ace jack. But he's got the top pair with a better kicker. The pair with Buddha. I'm finding unusual. Like, I'm excited to see unorthodox plays. I always am, because poker has become, like, too optimized. Too much of that GTO stuff that everybody's trying to subscribe to and succeeding with varying, you know, degrees of it. That's an ugly turn card. It could... Well, Tony's got the ace of diamonds, so he's probably going to keep pressing. He does keep pressing. Pretty good sizing, too, I'd say. Buddha with a really tough decision here. Knows that he's going to be asked for his whole stack on the river. Either he has to put his foot down and say, I don't believe you, or just cut his losses here. The 9 may help him because the 6 is no longer an out for him. Good laydown. Very nice laydown. Yeah, the 6 would no longer work for him, so I think that's a very smart decision there. Queens for Dob. Another easy all-in for you. Ace, Queen, and then Kings, and now Queens. Zafer already wasted his entire time bank with 7 high. Maybe he'll waste his entire time bank with 8 high. Nope. That was... Well, he doesn't have any time bank to waste, so maybe he figured, why bother? Uh-oh. All in for Pudgy. Butchie with a much better hand. And Punta God with another nice hand, but should have a relatively easy fold after Butchie puts it in here. Nope. I know nothing, apparently. Oh my goodness. Can we just appreciate what an unbelievably good position Butchie is in right now? He's up against Ace, Jack, and Jack, Queen. They're blocking each other. There's only 2 jacks left in the deck. Pudgy is in horrendous shape. So even if Pudgy hits a jack, it's no good. He needs to hit a jack and a queen. Butchie can see an ace, and that would still work. And even if that jack comes off, you know, there's always the queen. Butchie's in about as good a position as you can possibly be with ace-queen, particularly against 2 other players. The only thing better would be, like, against 2 king-queens. That's about the only better spot you could possibly find yourself in. Well, there's the queen, and clubs for Pudgy! And Butchie was the shortest stack of the 3. Pudgy slightly had him covered, so if the club comes, Pudgy wins that entire pot of 2.36 million and suddenly rockets into second place. Butchie looking to hold on and win the 1.9 million. Pudgy would then take the side pot if this holds. Punta Cana God in terrible shape here. 10 of hearts, no change there. Punta Cana God, actually, there is a change. Punta Cana God can now hit a king and knock them both out with a straight and would have a monster chip lead. Butchie just looking for a safe river. Pudgy can win it with a jack because he'd have the 2 pair, like I said. And it can also win it with a club. 2 of diamonds is absolutely nothing. But hey, Butchie 0-2 gets exactly the card he wanted to see. I think it's fair to say. Huge win for Butchie. Pudgy at least gets to hang on for a little while longer. And goes all... I was expecting him to go all in there with a 3-jack suited. Based on his hand selection. King Queen goes for the... I mean, this is what I signed up for. I chose... Go Raiders! I chose this particular tournament for a reason, because it would, you know, have funny and unusual play styles. I had no idea I was getting myself into this. Smudge making the, my absolute favorite poker play ever, the not quite all in at a final table. And then Punta Cana God ripping it in, 4-bet, cold 4-bet, all in with 6 jack offsuit. I don't even care what happens. I just want this hand to be over. You draw your own conclusions from this one. I'm out of here. Wow, the only actual hand won that pot. Who could have guessed that? Okay, well, since we're obviously done playing poker, let's see. I don't have a wristwatch, but I'm gonna act like I'm looking at it. Maybe I should go back to replay poker. I'm sure I can play better than these guys. I mean, this is probably what I should have started off with, honestly. Not $55, but turbo games like this, because they would have been a hand-in-glove fit with replay poker. Apparently, none of these guys are better than the replay poker guys. They're all playing like this is fake money, that's for sure. Punta Cana God only has $25 of bounties. No, it's a $55 buy-in. At least Buddha's trying. Butchie, I'm pretty sure is trying. Smudge is probably trying. Tony is very, very tight. Zafer, I have no idea. Dob is just waiting for easy decisions, which, to be fair, is how most of us will play in a turbo like this. But he's, playing fairly straightforward so far. Not that his stack gave him much other chance. Oh, Butchie, please. You can't shove. Why would you shove 7-9 into an opponent who just 4-bet shove with 6 jack off suit? Why would you shove the 7-9? Because he thought it was better? I mean, it is. He does have the best hand, but this is almost certainly a chop at this point. Yep. I mean, this guy is calling you every time blind. 7-9. I probably would have just walked him there, to be honest. I guess I've seen worse. Dob with not a very easy decision, so he will let it go. A7. Which is probably smart, because Punta Cana God's certainly going to call him. As long as he has 2 cards, he's going to play. Buddha getting a lot of good odds, but ooh, top 2 pair versus a flush draw. This is a hand. Butchie with a very obvious bet. Punta Cana, of course, will keep playing here. 2-3 offsuit for Buddha there. Would have loved to call for the odds, but yeah, smart fold. 8 of clubs does not change anything. Punta Cana God. Actually, wait, I'm wrong again. That does change something. The 7 gives Punta Cana God an undeserved straight. So 7 or a diamond to keep him alive. And it's a 10. Full house for Butchie. Punta Cana God out in 7th place. Who got more than a little rambunctious as soon as people started pressing the all-in button. I mentioned all that football. I should mention that I'm recording this between the afternoon games and the night game. I figured this is about as good of a use of my time as I'll get. Especially with it being bound to be a short one. Uh-oh. Don't do it, Zafer. It's got to be tempting. But Dob with another extremely easy decision. Just a limp. Okay, now Dob can check back if he wants, but he's not going to do it. He wants to keep things straightforward. Does not want those kings to get outflopped. And to be fair, it's not like he should know that Zafer was limping in with 8-2. He could easily have been limping in with a strong hand and, purposefully hoping that Dob was going to shove. You know, I can easily see him doing that with something like Ace-Jack suited or even King-Queen suited. That'd be really good for pocket kings. But no, he was limping because his hand sucked. Oh, got a ace off going on here. Smudge does not want to see a 3. He's going to see an ace. Let me see. Ace, ace, 7. Ace, ace, queen, 7-5 versus ace, ace, queen, 6-5. Smudge has it here, and they both have their ace. Question is, will it slow down now, knowing that a 3 beats them both? The pot's already been bloated quite a bit. Oh, he's going for the all-in. Buddha has shown very good discipline so far. He's outlasted 2 players so far by making some good laydowns. If he doesn't make this laydown, he is out of here. Tough to call, tough to fold. He hit top pair, but if Smudge can keep betting like that, no, he can't get away from it this time. Buddha does manage to ladder up to 6th place, but the cards just did not fall his way. That's all there is to it. And Smudge now looking very strong indeed at 4.3 million. Zafer with a pretty easy all-in there, I'd say. About 12 big blinds. Yep. And this one should be over with. Jack 10's a nice-looking hand, especially 5-handed. Smudge with that king-queen that he won that giant 3-way hand with that shouldn't have even been 3 ways. It should have been 1 ways. Nobody should have played that hand except for the king-queen. Straight draw for Tony Uzi. Smudge with top pair. Certainly up to make that call. That's not really an attractive card for either player. Tony, though, represented something on the flop. He could still bet the turn and say, I'm representing the spades. Problem is he's got the wrong draw, and I think Smudge still has enough chips to take him up on the call. Very brick river. Tony with a decision does decide to keep his costs down. Keep himself at 1.8 million. Not quite in desperation mode yet. In fact, he's got twice as much as Dobb. Smudge can probably value bet now. Very good size. I was thinking more along the lines of maybe 535, 550. But, yeah, Jack High's not calling him anyway. Terrible hands here. Oh, okay. And the 3 comes home for Dobb. He's looking for easy decisions. This would be a pretty easy one to just go with. He's got a pair. Why not just stuff it all in? Yep. Well done. And just like that, and even a bonus 150, that gets him up to 1.3 million. Grand scheme of things, that's still only 9 big blinds. It's not much. But that's quite a bit better than what he had. Ooh, decision here for Dobb. Suited ace. And he's going to go for it. He's going to like what he sees. Most likely heading for a chop. Yep. That's not a spade, so... Yep, it's a chop. No, it's not! He hits the kicker on the end. Zafer struck by a lightning bolt on the river. And just like that, he is out of here. Ooh. That one hurt. And right back at it here. 7s against ace queen suited. Come on, Smudge. Pretty innocuous flop. Some backdoors developing for Smudge to keep the flip interesting. All right, it's still interesting. Ace queen or any diamond. Spade. The 7s double, and we've got basically a 4-way tie here. Ooh, neat. A non-all-in raise. 2.9 big. Quans. Dob probably will just call. Nope! Dob overplaying the ace. I must say, that's a pretty bad play. Four-handed, practically a four-way tie all around. You gotta look for better than an ace. I assume he was looking for Smudge to just fold, but that's just way too much of a risk when you're in a good spot. You can just call, you can see a flop, and it won't be devastating to you if you lose the hand. But obviously, if you move all in, you get called by queens, it's pretty devastating. Oh, okay, Dobbs got some hope here. Ace or a 2 for the upset. Queen overkill for Smudge. Dobb looked for all the easy decisions, made all the easy decisions correctly, but then got a little overambitious with the ace-3, and that will be it. Smudge now on the inside track here, and I'm smelling another shove here. Three-handed, those are pretty good hands to go with, and now it's looking like another potential chop. Actually, that's a big card. It's now ace-ace, 7-7, and then kicker. So, for a chop, we need a 7, ace, jack, queen, or king. If it's a smaller card, Tony Uzi wins. Unless it's a 9, in which case Butchie wins. 5. And we get another knockout. Butchie 02 takes 3rd place. Tony Uzi, who was sitting on the sidelines almost the entire final table, has managed to find his way to heads up. Of course, there's no more hiding, although 9-3, I would fold that one too. But there's no more hiding. He's got to take this by the throat if he can. And what a start to this heads up. Top pair versus the over pair for Smudge. Smudge, of course, with a continuation bet. Loves that flop. There's the call. Oh! Trips for Smudge. Smudge may be referring to what his opponents all look like by the end of this final table. That's a good bet sizing. I think Tony's still got enough to stick with him here. It's heads up. Second pair is usually pretty good. Another pretty innocuous river card. There's a lot of straights out there, but they require both cards. So Smudge can bet here with almost certainty that he's got the best hand. And it goes fairly large on the river. What will Tony make of it? Now he probably can get away from it. He does get away from it. He knows that there are bluffs out there, but he's not beating anything other than a bluff. On the turn, he could have been beating a non-bluff, but on the river, it has to be a bluff. And wow, another amazing flop. Smudge with middle pair and a gut shot. Tony Uzi with the pair between the board and an open ender. He loves the flop, as he should. Smudge, there's no way he can fold. He does make the call. Ace of clubs. Either player has a flush draw. They each have one club, though. And a strange blocker-ish bet from Smudge. Hang on a second. All right. And Tony is going to raise again. Smudge now being met with a lot of resistance, much more than he was anticipating. And now getting a really good price, about $820,000 into a pot of $3.3 million. Can't resist it. Oh my goodness, he hits the 8 for 2 pair. Tony, though, with the straight. Can Smudge ever get away from this? He's been betting with a fairly weak hand. He's probably willing to just go for the all-in right here. Now, he does go for defense, but unfortunately, that pot's already too bloated. He's got to make a decision right here. Tony has no choice but to go all in. Smudge with the 2 pair. Can he possibly get away from it? He's probably kicking himself for betting that turn. I don't blame him for the call there, but he's got to be kicking himself for betting the turn after getting check raised. Or just raised, regular raised. He couldn't check raise. Tony Uzi played that one really well. And it hits the better of that flop as well. Smudge limping in with the ace-10. Another somewhat of a mistake, as Tony likely folds the 9-2 offsuit if he just raises. And the cards do not come to his rescue here. Tony can definitely make a value bet here, and Smudge with the ace-high probably can call. Because a lot of bluffs are out there. Like 7-8 is the most obvious bluff. He beats that, so he will call. Again, I don't fault the call there. Tony now opening up a big gap. Smudge doesn't even get to play his pocket threes. Here we go, I think. Smudge getting backed against the wall. Only got 11 big blinds left. He's got an ace heads up. Yep. And he flops the straight. Are you kidding me? Tony literally cannot win the hand. He can only chop it. Okay, it's over. Double up. That was anticlimactic. 8-9, 8-9. Okay, that's climactic. Never mind. Someone's got to make a move, though. It's going to be Smudge. Tony finds it within him to make the raise. Okay, maybe this was climactic. Tony is bringing the hammer. He has mixed up pretty well. Here, heads up. Give him some credit. Okay, that's way too big of an all-in. That is way too big of an all-in. The effective stack is over a third of the chips in play. Uh-oh. But as I was saying, give Tony some credit for being so risk-averse earlier in the final table. He's taking charge of this heads up in any way he can. King of Diamonds might save Tony a lot of money. He had to like that flop. He is going to call. Okay, well, now it's probably going to go check. Yeah, Smudge with really no reason to bet there. He's only getting called by a diamond. Or better jack. Here's some hands. Suited ace versus queen jack. That flop sucks. But these two can entertain us without a good flop. Smudge find it within himself to do something creative here. He's going to call. I don't know if that card can be used for anything. They both check it. 3 of spades. Tony at least has an ace. And a blocker bet by Smudge. Tony might have been thinking of bluffing, but instead he'll just call and hope the ace is good. And it is. Keep him honest, at least. Smudge has... If he was going to bluff there, he's going to have to do better than that. Smudge with middle pair. Tony with top pair. This looks like it could be the end of it. You know, there's not a whole lot of wiggle room, obviously, in a turbo event. There's the raise. We saw him raise with absolutely nothing. Now he's raising with something. And now he's got my hammer lock on this hand. Smudge with just the pair of fives. Little does he know, only a 5 will do. Tony with top 2. And Tony being a tiger, if you will. Oh, nice fold there by Smudge. Kind of Spidey senses kind of went off there. Realized that nothing good was going to come from playing the 5-4 much further. Doesn't get to play ace-10, though. That's unfortunate. Ace-2? That could be an all-in. Yep. And that's not going to be a call. And he will show you, yeah, I had nothing. Couple threes. The typical play there is to shove. 3.5 million points. Playing 8.5 million points. 6, 7 potential. 9, 10 potential. The 9 hits. The 6, 7 is already looking forward to the next hand. Tony's not going wild about it. Seems like he's in permanent check call mode. 7 high does bet. Not sure what else to do. Already behind. And knows that he can't win the hand without betting at it. Pretty good run out for Tony Uzzi. That should be a fairly easy call. Smudge picking the wrong hand to bluff, and now in pretty desperate shape. Okay, make that very desperate shape. Decides no with the Jack-8 suited. I might have gone with it there, to be honest with you. I would not have loved it, but I would have probably gone with it. 9, 10, just limps. Oh, no, you cannot play poker like this. Tony smells blood, and he's going for it every time. You're bleeding 375,000, if not 500,000, every 2 hands. Okay, that's a bad hand. Another rainy football game, huh? Queens. Just a limp. Curious. And he hits the 10. Smudge is going to be down to a 2-outer. I can't see him getting away from this one. Oh, man, that check is evil. It's still a 2-outer. He's still checking. He's trying to remain like a guy with some options open. Maybe. I don't know. Min bet, just a call. And the 6 does not help him at all. Tony can go for the kill now. Smudge only with 5 big blinds left. Really no reason to bet small here. There it is. Smudge, I don't think he can get away from it. No, he doesn't. But that actually ended up being a pretty good heads up, didn't it? Considering that it was a turbo, they actually gave us a bit of a show coming down to the final 2 there. Well, I got the unorthodox content that I was looking for. It might have made me sick, but... oh well. I'm in a worse mood now, but it's hard for me to have been in a better mood anyway, because this week it could not have gone better for the Raiders. Alright. I'll see you on the next one. That was just a nice quick one to get the motor running. Bye-bye.